All right, y'all. I was saying that you know the mayor of Dilley and the law enforcement officers were very kind to Liam and his dad as they were escorting us out, and um, we asked him like what he wanted to eat, if he was hungry, if he wanted something, and he said that he wanted French fries, and so we went down the highway and over to McDonald's, which I think the first McDonald's coming back to San Antonio from there is over in Pearsall, but it's not off the highway, so we were like going to the main road on Pearsall, and I was worried. I mean, I wanted to make sure that we got he and his dad back to San Antonio and ready for the flight the next morning, and and so fortunately everything worked out. And I want to say a special thank you to a few folks for their help. Thank you to Susana Lopez Krulovich and Peter Krulovich, who took Liam and his dad in that evening. They were there until about 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and then we went off to the airport in San Antonio. And also to Alejandra Villarreal, who was kind enough to get them, to donate those pajamas and everything for Liam. So thank y'all so much for your love and support of this young boy and his dad. And then, of course, we got on a nonstop flight I think there's only one nonstop from San Antonio to Minneapolis during the day, at least in the morning. And so we got on that flight from San Antonio to Minneapolis. And I actually wasn't able to sit with them because we booked the flight so late that they were like several rows back. But fortunately, they were good and they were fine. And he was just excited to get home, just really excited about everything. He looked to be in much better shape. Remember in that photo that I took when I went to the detention center, he was did not look like he was in good shape. And his dad said he hadn't been eating and was sleeping a lot. He was a lot more energetic and animated this time. And so I'm glad that because of like your voice, because you spoke up, uh, because you didn't stop, I believe that was a big part in him being released. And thank you to Judge Beery, Fred Beery, also for his incredible ruling. If y'all saw the ruling, he really went after the Trump administration for how it's been treating immigrants, including young children like Liam. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. And then let's not forget that, I said all along that Liam's case has been incredibly important. But there's a lot of other kids just like Liam, some of them even younger. There's a 2-month-old, a baby, who's in detention still. And so we got to make sure that we keep on pushing because there isn't a single criminal at Dilley, and those families should not be detained there. And more recently, you have seen that there was an announcement that there are at least 2 measles cases over in Dilley. And I said today that they should shut down the Dilley facility. It's not a place that's equipped to deal with a potential measles outbreak. And it's putting all of the men, women, and children there, the families there at risk, but also putting the staff that works there at risk and the Texas National Guard that is embedded under Greg Abbott's orders. He has forced the Texas National Guard to do deportation work at these detention centers. So the Texas National Guard are not in their uniforms. He doesn't let them wear their uniforms. They're basically camouflaged as civilians in these detention centers. In fact, Donald Trump's mass deportation machine and everything that it's been doing, the viciousness, the cruelty, it would not be able to do what it does except for the help that Greg Abbott has given Donald Trump in that mission. So when you see people getting abused on the street, when you hear these stories of kids and others within the detention centers experiencing abuse, some of them engaging in self-harm because of the severe depression, that is as much the responsibility of Greg Abbott as it is of Donald Trump. And so I believe that Greg Abbott should cease any mandatory cooperation with ICE among Texas law enforcement in the state. Remember, because of SB4 and because of other legislation, he's forcing Texas counties and local law enforcement uh, to work hand in hand with ICE, both out in the street, um, but then also when folks are sent into these prisons, this detention, then he's forcing the National Guard, Texas National Guard, to work with ICE in these centers. And so Greg Abbott is very responsible for this vicious, this brutal machine that we've seen. So most of all, wanted to say thank you. We told Liam about, you may have seen my letter to him where I encouraged him that I hope that as he thinks about America, that he won't think as much about his time at Dilley, that he'll think about all the millions of Americans whose hearts he touched, who expressed love and hope and were praying for him. So thank you, Americans and people all over the world. We told him, although I can't say maybe that he fully understands yet, but we told him how much people were praying for him and how much they loved him. But we got to keep it up. We got to keep speaking up. And so this Friday, I will be back at the detention centers. They canceled our visit to Dilley, our inspection of Dilley, because of the measles cases there. But I had still put in notice, and actually a judge has just overruled that, so we don't need the notice now. That 7-day notice is no longer required right now. The administration will probably appeal it, but it's not required. So I'm going to be over at what is known as STIPSY, the South Texas ICE Processing Center, and that's in Pearsall. And so, you know, we'll keep up this fight really for justice for people. Donald Trump said he was going to go after criminals. There isn't a single criminal in Dilley, and ICE has confirmed that. And there's a 2-year-old baby that is over there, and a lot of other kids that are being held in jail. So thank you for speaking up, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.